Okay, this lesson, there's 4 of them today, so it's kind of bad for the guys that are missing today. They'll have to catch that up after. It's sort of like 4 mini lessons because the first one needs to call back to year 9, year 10 work, but I want to teach it my way. So if you already get this and it works for you and you're getting your answers correct, do it your way, but I like my way best. So you need to be able to graph line equations. So just remember, a line equation shows the relationship between the variables x and y. What does a Cartesian plane show? It also shows the relationship between x and y because a Cartesian plane, the x's go along the horizontal, the y's go along the vertical. Okay? So in this subject, you have to be able to graph lines in 2 forms, the first being slope-intercept and the second in general form. So these are how I would teach the steps to graph in slope-intercept form. So first step, make sure it's actually in slope-intercept form. You have to have y by itself equals something x plus c. That's the first step. Make sure it's actually in slope-intercept form. Step 2, you place a point at the y-intercept according to the value of c. That is where your line starts. It starts at the dot you place on the y-intercept. Step 3, you express the slope m as a fraction. And just remember from last lesson that the slope is the y step over the x step to the right, so that there's no confusion. Step 4, you use the info from the slope as a fraction to go right and step up or down from the y-intercept that you placed. And step 5, you draw a line between the 2 points. I'll give you writing time to get down to there. Leave general form for now because I'll demonstrate them right after the steps are shown. So get the steps for graphing in slope-intercept form and then I'll demonstrate it for you. And then we'll do general form after. So a couple of minutes for that. Graphing in slope-intercept form, my way. So what I'll do is I'll demonstrate those steps. If some of you are still writing, that's fine. Graphing in slope-intercept form. So I want to demonstrate these 5 steps using these 2 line equations below. So what is step 1? Can you check it's in slope-intercept form? Does this A in blue, does that look like it's y equals mx plus c? Yes or yes? Okay? Confirmed. So I'm going to be drawing it with these 5 steps that I showed you. What is c in this equation? 3. So there's where the dot goes on the y-axis. So the y-axis is the up and down. There's my dot there. I should be doing it in blue because I want to match it. I've got a dot. No, that's at 4. I've got a dot at 3. Is a single dot enough info to draw a line? No, I don't know what direction it's going. So now express the slope as a fraction. The slope here, m, is -2. So that as a fraction is -2 over 1. And remember call back, the top one is the y step, up or down. and the bottom one is the x step. So if I'm going from this dot here, that slope tells me I go to the right once, I go to the right one, and do I go up or down?
Down.
Down, why? Because it's negative. Now I have 2 dots. Is that enough info to draw a straight line?
Yes.
Yes, because I know what direction it goes. So now I can draw the line through those 2 dots, and I'll label it to show that that is y is equal to negative 2x plus 3. So can you draw that matching graph? That was the drawing in slope-intercept form demonstrated. If you get that a bit early, can you get the steps on how to graph in general form? And then I'll talk you through them and demonstrate that as well. The whole class is going to get needs improvement. Sounds like.
What did you say?
Sounds like the whole class is going to get needs improvement for the report. Needs improvement. What does it go from? It goes from NA, needs improvement, satisfactory, good, excellent. That's the step. One single home. So that was demoing, graphing in slope-intercept form. How do I graph in general form? Well, the first step, obviously, can you please make sure that the equation is actually in general form? So what does a general form equation look like? AX plus BY is equal to C. The only rule is A, B, and C. They have to be whole numbers. They can be anything. In the equation, step 2, in the equation you make y equals 0, then solve for x. This x is the x-intercept of your line. Plot this point on the x-axis. Let me demo that right now. So here, this is the equation that I'm trying to draw. 3x take 4y is equal to 12. Is this in general form? Is it ax plus by is equal to c? Is it a number x and a number y equals another number? Yes. So now we do these steps. In the equation, make y equals 0. So I'm rewriting the equation. 3x take 4 lots of nothing equals 12. What is 4 lots of nothing? If I've got 4 nothings, I've still got nothing. So what does the equation look like? It's 3x is equal to 12. Solve for x. What is 3 doing to x? Timesing. So the opposite of timesing by 3 is dividing. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 4. That is the x-intercept of that line. So I put a dot where x is equal to 4. Is a single dot enough information to draw a line? No, I don't know what direction it goes. So remember this step, I made y equals 0. What's the other thing that I could make equal 0? I can make x equals 0. So that's what step 3 is. In the equation, make x equal 0, then solve for y. This y is the y-intercept. So 3 lots of nothing take 4y is equal to 12. Be careful with negative numbers. So you're going to have negative 4y is equal to 12. What's the opposite of timesing by negative 4? Divide by negative 4. But if I divide a positive number by a negative number, what's the answer going to be? Negative again. So y is going to be negative 3. Now that is my y-intercept. So I've got a dot at y is equal to negative 3, leading me to the final step, draw a line between the 2 points. Do I have 2 red points now on the graph? Can I draw a line between those? Yes, sir. No. I didn't quite draw that accurately. You'll have a ruler, obviously. So that equation is 3x take 4y. 4y equals 12. Please label your lines. Get into the habit of that. So that is the example. I would like you now for 30 minutes You need to refresh this for year 9. This is year 9, year 10 content for us. But you need to be on top of that because it's just assumed that you can do that for the next exercises that you do. So I'm going to leave you alone until quarter 2, doing exercise 1A.2. There's a new booklet on your day map for this topic. Can't be bothered getting you to borrow it from the library. So can you make a start on that, please?